Good evening, guys, and welcome down to this Virtual Towers Online live stream, 2,000 subscriber special. My name is Luke, and I am part of the team here at Virtual Towers Online. Hope everybody is doing absolutely fantastic in the chat. Keep your questions coming in throughout this stream. I will be introducing the team in just a second, but I just want to say a massive, massive thank you to everybody who has subscribed to our channel. We've tried so much to put content out for you during this down period that we've had between the update and now, and we're really pushing content on the channel. So if you are enjoying everything that we're doing, please give us a big thumbs up, subscribe to our channel, follow all our social media, because that is where you will see everything, and join our Discord server. Okay, guys, everybody unmute and say hello. Here's the team.
Hello.
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 How are you guys doing? It's so cool to do this, right? To finally get a stream
Definitely.
out. Wow,
Definitely been a long time coming.
Yeah, 100%. Like, we've got some stuff to show you guys tonight that I think is going to blow your minds. I'm going to say this straight off the bat. This is not leading to an update release.
No.
We are working our butts off to try and get that to you guys as quickly as we can. Right now, there will not be a release after this stream. It's going to be a while, and you'll see the reasons why. I'm going to explain everything to you. So if you do have questions in the chat, like I said, get them in. We'll try and go through them. The mods will pick them out as well, and we'll get them throughout the stream. Super chats are activated, I believe. So if you do want to super chat and support us at Virtual Towers, then please do. We'll have a little announcement at the end of the stream as well. But yes, thank you to everybody joining. Okay, Pete, what are we looking at right now?
Oh, I thought we were going to introduce people first.
Okay, and introduce people. Want to introduce people?
Yeah. Well, I think there's two people in this stream that are completely unknown to the entire world of VTO at the moment. But
That's very true.
yes.
Yeah. One of them is James. Say hi, James.
Hi, James.
Yes,
I have
yes.
been brought over to the dark side.
Yes, James has joined the team here at Virtual Towers Online, and it's absolutely awesome to have him on board because, as you guys know, he's part of Coaster Gen. So when I've been working on VTO in the past, it's been like, yeah, we're working on things, but I wish I could show you, James. But now it's like, yes, we can talk about it. It's cool. It's cool.
And also getting put into work as well.
Yes. Which we will talk about what he's been up to, because what he's been up to has actually been fantastic for the project as well. And we have Blakey as well. Blakey, our resident Virtual Towers historian and modeler.
Yes, well, hello. Not really sure how to reply to that. Yeah, I suppose I'm a history geek.
You're the legend. You are the legend that does all of the models, and we'll show some of your amazing work off soon. And obviously, we have Dave and Pete. So yes, this is the full team as it stands, guys. There's 5 of us. That's it.
Yeah,
we all have
of
jobs.
things.
We all have commitments. We all have things to do other than Virtual Towers. This is one of the main reasons why there hasn't been a release since, because we've lost a lot of members of the team.
Yeah, there's been a lot of changes.
Yes. But everything moving forward will be very positive, and we're going to try to get something out to you guys as quickly as we can. Okay, one thing I'm going to address to everybody who has the game, and to everybody who's probably in this chat, if you don't have the game, you probably wouldn't be in this chat. The itch glitch, that's saying that you are supposed to have an update, right? It's not real, ignore it. It's itch messing around because we changed our name from IMS to just Virtual Towers. So just bear that in mind. If you do install the game after this stream, it will say that you're not running the latest version. Just press dismiss on that button.
You are.
You are. I can promise you, 100% guarantee you that you are running the latest version.
Yeah.
Okay, so now we've got the admin out of the way.
Welcome to Virtual Towers Online. Nice evening, little breeze, bit better weather than we've had at the moment, I think.
Yeah. Yeah.
Welcome Franklin into the house now.
Big up Franklin.
But yeah, nice evening. Oh, yeah.
It is nice.
The whole new weather engine, day-night cycle, just getting to see what it actually looks like. And obviously the frogs, they've had an update as well to coincide with RGB frogs.
We have RGB
Yeah.
frogs. That's our
The-
biggest thing to talk about in this whole stream.
Thanks for joining us. And that...
RGB frogs are amazing, but I think one of the kind of most important parts with the kind of weather and sky engine that Dave was working on, location and
True.
realism of all the lighting of the of the park. Do you want to go into kind of what we've managed to do, Dave?
Oh, me?
Yes.
Oh yeah, you're
Since
the
you're
one
the
that
one
set it
that
all
You
up.
did
runs
it.
all of the
I remember. I remember now. I wondered what you were talking about then. So, in Unreal or any game engine for that matter, you're gonna have a sun position depending on the time of year and certain factors. And we always thought that we had it sort of set correctly. We kind of saw where the sun would set. Generally, we always had in our mind that the sun set over towards X sector,
Yeah,
which
around
is
the spiral,
generally
right?
the case. Yeah. But that's only the case for part of 1 month of the year. And we really kind of forgot that there's a lot of variables to it.
Mm-hmm.
So using a couple of resources online, you can work out the sort of lat and long of the sun positions. And Ultra Dynamic Sky, which is the sky sort of engine that we use, now has quite a recent functionality to be able to use all this realistic information. So now, depending on the time of year, the weather and so forth, you will actually get a pretty much bob on, true to life sun position, sunrise, sunset, where it is at midday, and so on and so forth. In your winter months, you'll get a shorter day. Your shadows will be longer and stuff like that. It's very interesting actually, because in most games you'll see the sun will rise and set in the same places.
Absolutely, yeah.
But because obviously we're aiming for all different times of year and different events throughout the park, we want all that to coincide. So that's why we've been able to finally latch on and work out how to get this sun position accurate. And also atmospherics. So in the morning, it's foggy, and then the fog burns off, and then obviously you get your nice clear day.
Do you want to make it morning, Pete, and we can have a look at that? Or do you want to wait until we get somewhere else in the park to show that off?
We'll get somewhere else. We're just going to wander around and see. Oh, look.
Oh, it's Bruce!
Bruce, eh?
Hello, Bruce.
Yes, I forgot you'd done that.
I completely forgot that was in there.
What's fun? Right, okay, just a bit of background on this, guys. When I was round at Pete's last week, we had this in, but for some strange reason, that shark was scaled up so big.
Does he really go that fast?
Depends if that's the kind of monster or not, you know?
It does now.
It does now, yeah. And when it was new, it worked. Now, what you will notice, guys, as we go around different areas of the park, there will be things stripped out and missing. That's because we are completely redoing areas in the park. As part of our optimization program that we're doing as well throughout the whole game, is we're stripping things back, trying to use less materials, less poly on certain objects and stuff to really drive home the optimization of this game. We know how hard this is to run. It's turning into the most recent crisis where can it run crisis? Like, can it run Virtual Towers online? Like, we know it's quite powerful on your system, so we are doing what we can to help that out.
Just touching on that, so one of the biggest draws was the amount of foliage that was in the park.
Yeah.
So what we've done is we've set up all of the correct scaling parameters for foliage now. So they will dynamically load and unload depending on where you are. But we're not talking about like loading hitches like we used to have in the old demo.
No,
that was level streaming. That was different.
They've gone. It's a full seamless transition wherever you go from level to level. So you won't even notice that you're doing it.
Foliage has got its own unique set of LODs now, so everything should run a bit better on that side too.
I've just got to say, I absolutely love the reflection that we get off the lights on them.
On
the floor.
It's so cool.
It's the simple stuff like that sometimes, isn't it?
It's really cool. yeah, so I mean, if you just look at, you left the spotlight.
Couple of gobos going off.
Yeah. But yeah, it's just dramatically changed. And some of you who are keen-eyed to the game realize that the walls are actually 3D walls now and not just textures. So yeah, there's every wall now in the game that was a 3D that was a texture is now 3D as well. That's something we've been working on.
That sign is always so bright.
Yeah, that is a ridiculously bright queue time board. Yeah.
I think we might have to change the emissives to scale with the time of day.
Potentially, yeah.
How much of the
Yeah.
garden are you going to include? Will we be able to
All
do
of it.
Yeah.
All of it eventually.
When we get round to starting it. Really?
The gardens is something that obviously
That's Luke's baby.
Yeah, we want to get the coasters in. We want to get the rides open for you guys, but the gardens is definitely something that's going to be otherworldly. You're going to feel like you're going to step out of a theme park into the gardens, and the gardens are going to be as true to life as possible. We've been doing a lot of research, and I can't emphasize that enough, that the amount of research that goes into every rock, every tree, every branch of these trees and everything is just, we just absolutely go to town on archive footage. And you guys as well, everyone who's in this chat, if you have a YouTube channel and you have a video of towers, we've probably watched it, because we come across some really old, like I like coming across the old videos as well and stuff. But
Did
yeah.
somebody say rocks?
Hey Tom. Yeah, hello to everyone who's in the chat. Thank you so much for joining. Really appreciate it. Will the Wicker Man pre-show be coming? Yes, it will happen eventually. Something we haven't got around to do. We have tested a few ideas.
We've got an important component to help us in that room now. I forgot about that.
So, yeah, everyone is going to be happy with that view just there.
And
The
waterfalls are running.
waterfalls.
We have
Yeah.
the waterfalls. They're working.
I can't believe they're not back on yet, to be honest with you.
I don't think they ever will come back on, to be honest.
Well, there was that debate. It's like when they saw photos, was it during Lightopia? We were like, they've either got all that scaffolding up for a good reason or a bad reason.
So yeah, oh man, this rock wall took me forever to build. That was the first thing I did in this project. That rock
Yeah.
wall on the left. Crazy.
Yeah, going back to your origin story, isn't it? It's like, how did you
Yeah.
start to become on the team? Well, can you build a rock wall?
I mean,
Okay.
I can build with rocks.
Hey, this might be a good place to set it to be about sort of 6, 7, or 8 a.m.
Yeah, looking over towards the
Yeah.
mine train. RMT. Can we explain more
The
about, so there you go. So
atmospherics.
there's the atmospherics of the lighting engine on the fly. All these sliders that we are moving, we do intend to allow you to have this power in the game on the fly. We did originally, if you watched the last stream, we had a lot of things that were in there. They're no longer in the game anymore. So did you just Z-kill yourself?
I don't know.
Yes.
I don't know how.
How is... There's never been a Z-call there, so...
No, I think it's because it was probably inside a collision. We'll try again.
The joys of
The joys of the
game
development engine.
development.
Is the phone still on the wall? I don't know. Why
Oh,
is Katanga Canyon
it doesn't. It won't load in Katanga.
That's
Is
weird.
there a Z-kill there, or not?
No, because otherwise I wouldn't be able to walk through it. It's just not loading it.
That's strange.
Oh well, we'll try from here.
Got to run into Katanga again.
Yeah. Oh well, that's a shame. You see my rock wall again. Yeah, the lighting is something that obviously you guys
Weird.
know. Dave does all the cinematic stuff for the channel, and to have this control of lighting has been like such a blessing, hasn't it, Dave, for you to make content?
It's a blessing and it's a curse because you want to crank them settings.
Yeah.
But it's pleasantly surprising that even when you set it to like high, you still get the God rays and everything, and the frame rate is still respectable. Obviously, when you want to make a cinematic video, you're gonna set it to epic because you can. So why not? And obviously, if you've seen any of the latest videos, like the one where we talk about Nemesis being feared to be going, and it's the night POV video, like to be able to shoot that, like to have that ability was just fantastic. Just a dream come true because you could never get that shot in real life.
No.
So
Yeah.
and you'll all be able to do that. You'll be able to go into the game and load up these lighting conditions that we're looking at, and you'll be able to make your own video.
Which we want you to do. We want to see when we do eventually drop a release, we want to see so much content from everyone. Like, it's great to watch back.
Never gets old, God raise.
No.
You've got one here. Not a date question, but are you close or far from an update?
We're in a
stuff.
weird position right now. Honestly, we're in a weird position where
all the new stuff that we've done has been built with the knowledge that we know and are able to optimize it. It's just now we're having to go back and re-optimize the old stuff, which is actually what takes longer to bring it over. So in terms of the new stuff that's been developed, like all of Katanga Canyon, and once we get through to Forbidden Valley, what we've worked on there, it's not far, but it's
the bulk is
any
in.
older stuff back up to that level.
Yeah.
Really.
So finally got around to Katanga Canyon, the first big area.
Go into the access pathway into the mine train so you can see the circle bit. Can you get through that? Yeah, you can. I think. Did we make it big enough so you can get through? Yes, we did. There we go. It's my baby.
Yeah, Katanga and especially Mine Train has been Luke's thing. It's been his baby.
It's been stressful, but worth it. I mean, the results speak for themselves. And the amount of different tracks I've had of Mine Train. Pete, how many renditions have we had now?
Oh, God knows.
It's like me with air, isn't it?
And even now, the one that's in isn't the right one because they have to rebuild the entire animation again.
Yeah.
However,
yeah,
the animation.
Good. Yeah, nice segue. Go for it.
Yeah. So, kind of the main thing that I've ended up joining the team. My kind of main focus that I'm working on is redoing the track animations.
Yeah.
For the coasters, I'm tackling Nemesis at the moment, and
we had some. You had your first coaster blender thing was when we did Entropy with Coaster Gem, wasn't it? And
yes.
You learned how to do tracks and LED following, and you built like trains as well for that. So you've kind of everything that we've learned from that. You've just like gone way beyond that. Ooh, pizza.
Go on, pizza.
Need to get some garlic bread in there. Like 100%, we need to get garlic bread in there.
Pizza looks good.
Yeah, it does. It looks really good.
It does actually. You can go all the way up to it as well, I think.
But yeah.
Oh, you can.
James, do you want to explain more about the animation stuff that you've learned since?
Yeah, so in terms of building the trains, a lot of that has been done by the rest of the team. Because personally, me building trains, I can't get the level of detail that these guys have got. But for the animations, managed to stumble upon a bit of code for exporting animations out of No Limits. And the way that it's been implemented is bringing it into Blender and making the animation a keyframe animation in Blender. But it runs at a set frame rate,
yes,
which you can decide. So all of the animations will be recorded at 60 FPS, which is an issue that we have had with Nemesis. It's not very noticeable, but Dave, because he was a perfectionist, has noticed there is some stuttering and speeding up and slowing down of the Nemesis animation. So it has been kind of a bit of a battle of trying to find out the correct settings. I couldn't get the Nemesis animation to export correctly until Luke found a video which lets you set the scaling in Blender correctly. It was 100 times too small.
Yeah, that was really weird. And,
It was
like,
ridiculous.
It was funny though, because I was round at Pete's and I was like, hang on a minute, why is there a duck?
So-
It's Aaron! Hello, Aaron! Yeah.
But yeah, with the new animation system that we are implementing, making changes to these tracks are a lot quicker, because we used to have to individually per row of train
Yeah.
capture the animation. Now I only have to capture it once, and I build the entire train's animation using offset in Blender,
Mm-hmm.
which makes it so much quicker to get an animation out of the out of No Limits and into the project. I think once I get it refined down, we could do it in about 10 minutes.
Yeah, like for context on that, the first coaster we tried that on was Rita, and within
Yes.
20 minutes we had Rita going round. So
that then raised problems when I tried to save it, but now
but now
that's because Blender decided to change what programming it uses for exporting animations. So I'm using an old version of Blender as well.
Yeah.
Just got to say though that like it was hard to notice the stutters like in game when you were just walking around.
Yeah.
But now with this new method, it is like butter.
Yeah.
I've never seen it so smooth. It's so good.
Yeah.
And since we are getting towards that area, this new way of doing the animations and using offset, I have noticed I saw someone before saying, "Are we going to implement dual?" We're working on it.
Yeah, we're working on it.
Will, the animation will let us get the track animation correctly. I'm not sure how or if we're going to be able to implement the gun system, but that is what we progressed on with dual at the moment. And it looks stunning.
You've left that gate.
It looks stunning.
Yeah, we've locked the gate. I don't know why. NPCs, yes, we're looking into that as well. KFC Megawave. Nice. Are you working on the staff mode? So what we plan on doing, when we eventually get the areas in the park that we feel are good and ready for you guys to experience on your machines, then we will then, after that update, look to doing a story mode, a staff mode, and I believe Pete is now creating a storm. So
he is.
Oh, he's matching it to the real world, isn't he?
Yes, ladies and gentlemen, Franklin. But yes. Oh wow, gee.
So that is the power of the new weather engine. That can be done on the fly.
Make that full screen, Pete.
All of the effects of the storm without any of the unpleasantries.
Oh, there it is.
That was amazing.
So unfortunately, we can't share the audio of the game today because for some reason, basically, I'm streaming a Discord share screen. And when we go to full streaming the engine, it looks rubbish. So this is the best quality. So
technical issues, but yeah.
Just imagine cracks of thunder and lightning when you see them bolts, because that is exactly what you hear. You'll be hearing the wind blowing in your face as well, and you'll hear the rain bouncing off everything. Yeah.
It's very immersive, actually. When you're in that world and you're walking around with the storms going, it's actually quite unnerving, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. Especially if you go up the queue line for duel and look back, it's like, because of obviously what it is. It's a graveyard. So.
Incidentally, if anyone does want the sound effects, if it's stormy where you are, just open your window and you get the actual effects.
Yeah, there you go. You've got
there you go. Yeah, there you go. Well, yeah, we're heading further down the pathway now. As you can see, these areas were finished in the last things that you've seen. Like there was foliage and textures and all that stuff on the left and on the right. But like we said, we stripped foliage back to really concentrate on how we can optimize that, because some of the trees we had in were hundreds and hundreds of thousands of poly, and there was just no need. There was no need for it. So we've focused our areas.
All the lights turning on.
That was really cool.
There's a massive challenge. There's an art style challenge and a technical challenge, because the park is filled with foliage, and you can't get away with just lowering the density of foliage, because then you lose what Towers is.
Yes.
So you've got to concentrate on how else can we do it. Can we get away with making a high density tree border and blocking out what's in the middle. There's a lot to think about with that.
Just going back to the rain, it actually somehow makes the park feel even more real when you see the puddles and the rain.
Yeah, the puddles and the reflections that you get from the puddles just adds that extra kind of level.
And you got wet rocks as well.
Yeah.
Because it affects all the materials of rocks, metal, woods. Everything has the ability to take on.
I love that wall on the right. It's just so good.
I've just noticed something now. Have never noticed it before. The rocks on the left, the raindrop splashes.
Yeah.
They're not on the rocks.
That's optimized collisions.
Yeah.
That'll be why. I've just never noticed that before.
Because
so.
otherwise you would have water streaming everywhere.
That is true.
Plus, you can't calculate the precise collisions. It probably tank things.
Could we have puddles in the sun? Yes, you can. It does. They do naturally dry up.
Yeah, when the weather changes, they take time.
Pete's very cautiously walking into Forbidden Valley right now, and I don't know.
Is.
I don't know if he should be in this area, guys. To be fair.
No.
Well, you do.
This area is completely. There's nothing. There's nothing going on in this area.
I mean, I can stop. I can go back.
I mean, yeah.
Probably. Yeah. There's nothing going on in that area. I don't know what you're on about.
Yeah. Scarefest. So, again, along with stuff. Ooh, what's this?
I forgot about that.
Oh, yeah. So while that's there, we will be launching a Patreon very soon, and it'll have 3 different tiers, and there'll be some exclusives and a lot of cool stuff. But we'll release that more down the line. Yeah.
Again, I think Nemesis might be causing some strange effects there.
Yeah.
I think gravity's gone weird.
The direction of the running was.
Yes, that is one of the limitations of incorrect mapping, because that is a texture map applied to the material, and yeah, it should be going not that direction.
Maybe if it was super windy.
We'll just say.
What do you mean? Maybe it is super windy.
No, it's a disturbance caused by Nemesis.
Yeah, I like Pete.
I mean, they are going towards Nemesis. I mean,
oh, what's that logo I can see down there?
Oh.
Oh, classic logo.
Yeah, we had to have the classic logo. Come on, it's what it is. Oh, okay. Are you gonna make it sunny when you go down here, or are you gonna keep it?
I mean, do we want it? Well, we'll stop here.
Well, let chat decide.
Everybody decide.
Yeah.
Can you do a poll, or do you have to just?
POV works. Oh look, the rain's stopping. And it's just sunny.
How did you do that?
I didn't.
That is just perfect timing. That
is pure dynamic weather.
Yeah, the trees move in the wind. Yeah.
I actually can't believe that.
That timing. That was. Oh, someone suggested snow.
Well, again,
there is
we
snow,
will show you snow later. Yeah.
But there you go, sun and puddles.
You can actually see
and
the
you just can't
atmospherics.
believe the power of Nemesis.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, here's the atmospherics coming to life
the best
again.
happy accident I've ever seen.
There you go.
Genuinely, it feels like you're walking into the area early morning, just after it's been chucking it down while you've been waiting to get into the park.
And a team member is literally just about to tell you it's not open yet. Come back in half an hour.
Well, you don't have to listen to that. You can go on it.
Yeah.
I do like that it's actually slowly revealing itself amongst all the haze there.
Yes. Here's a speaking of origin stories of what you first done. So Luke's was that rock wall in Katanga Canyon. This is actually where I wasn't part of the team here at this point, but I was approached to see whether I could do something about the track texture for Nemesis. And it didn't take me too long, but it took me about an hour to figure out the colours. But the track texture that is on Nemesis is the first thing that I actually developed for VTO.
A keen eye will notice it is not the new colour scheme.
It is the original.
OG colour.
Someone asked about the queue. We will show you in a bit.
Also, hopefully everyone can appreciate the accuracy of the foliage as well. So
Yeah, that took us a while.
Oh dear. The gate was missing. Oh
Hang
no.
on a minute. Excuse me, sir. You're not allowed to... Excuse me. No.
yeah, this is where the staff should come running after you and say you're not allowed up there due to health and safety.
I wonder what you can see through this side of the
Adam,
cube.
Hex is done. We just need to redo it again with our new method of doing things, basically.
It needs to be reprogrammed.
Yeah.
Yes. Oh, what's that I spy there?
You know what? We're actually seeing some angles I've never seen in the game before. So this is amazing.
Genuinely, yeah. Have any of us been back here yet? I don't think we have.
Yes,
I've not walked here.
I've looked at
I've
that
been
so
here,
many
but
times.
I've not walked it.
Oh,
yeah, that
and that's
might
the
happen.
reason why you're not allowed up there.
Yeah, we've only just jet washed
In
the
real
path
life.
right now, guys. So just bear with the foliage. We need to take some loppers up there and trim some branches
Hey,
off.
can you
there you
can you make it sort of 2 p.m. Clear it off a bit.
Just give it an hour, it'll be right.
Is time actually going?
Mm-hmm.
Is it?
I mean, something else might be going.
Oh. Might be. Oh, yeah.
Oh.
I see something in the background.
You had us all.
I thought you were talking about something else then.
Can you cut it?
Can you cut it?
Well, you're going to have to walk over there in a minute.
Yeah, I have to have a look. Oh, you got it to flip. Nice. So, just to let you guys know, you actually operate Ripsaw yourself with the arrow keys.
Yeah. Pete's doing it now.
Everyone's asking about operating the rides. That will be a thing, but way into the future. Like, we need to get everything done, and then we need to build a system for doing that, and then we can apply it to all of the rides. So that's where we're at with that.
The fact that this is live control of Ripsaw.
Yeah, like we'll go over there and have a look.
Pretty sure management would have something to say about you controlling a ride from such a distance.
Yeah,
nah, it's fine.
Nah, it's a new remote control Ripsaw. It's a 5th gen.
So, from what we've been discussing with Ripsaw, as you saw there is going to be live control, where you will be able to control it yourself. Controlling the brake on Ripsaw, yes, you are able to do that. Pete was doing that.
Mm-hmm.
But we are going to be looking at developing the automatic program sequence.
Look at the shadows on the
and
ground.
Also allow you to control it, so you can have either or. Stream Deck integration for operation.
Potentially, it could be something we could do.
That would more be probably something you set up yourself.
Yeah,
because we are going to be using keyboard controls. You can assign buttons on Stream Deck to be a keyboard input. So
here's the station.
You would have that control there. The current animation that is on the train is not the new one that we're working on. I've still got a few bugs to work out with it.
Yeah, I can't remember if I've actually set up the coming off in this one.
Did
I set it up, or did I do that in a clone?
I think you might have done it in a clone.
It doesn't matter. You can always just back out and go back in. It's not.
Yeah, true. Which key was it?
4, I believe.
Oh. That's interesting how the live camera doesn't have the effect of the
exposure.
Yeah.
No, it's what do you call it?
Oh, whoa! Are you sat down and moving your camera, Pete?
I might be.
Oh, there you go.
I always forget that's a thing as well.
Yeah.
You can now look around when you are on rides. Everybody asked for it. We figured it out after months and months and months of trying.
Oh, is the issue that we had fully figured out now?
It's mostly. It's
Mostly,
not fully.
okay.
It's not fully figured. There are some issues still, but send it away.
Sit back. It's fright time.
Yeah,
said. Oh, go on, Dave. Sorry.
I was just going to say, any perfectionists out there may notice, obviously, that indoor areas, due to how the way UE4 still works, are somewhat of a technical challenge with lighting. That's why we use things like post-process volumes, but it's we'll get there with that, I'm sure.
Yeah,
And in terms of Unreal 5,
yeah, it's not stable.
It's not. Yeah, it's not at a point where we could
have a look around, Pete.
Bring it over. And if we were to try and do it, it would probably have to be rebuilt completely from scratch. We'd have nothing to work from.
I love having the tracking view like that.
So yeah, Pete is moving the camera there while. Yeah. Did you try and move Ripsaw then by any chance?
No.
I think you did. Yeah, the bus is in there to someone's question before. And
Big bus.
Yeah.
It's my bus.
It's your bus. It is in, and it looks awesome at night as well. We'll show you a night ride after. It looks incredible.
In answer to Thomas's question, about the game having an update since one last year, it has not.
Nope.
If you are running it on Twitch, on itch, you may get an error saying that you're not running the latest update. You are. It's just an issue with the name being changed on itch. So just dismiss the message. Did you just get Z killed?
But I pressed 7. What's 7 paired to?
Something underground.
I have
no idea.
That's weird. We can go on, Ripsaw.
Everybody, I hope you've all had your tea.
Lestat, I meant itch, the software that we use for pushing out the builds. Not Twitch. That was a misspeak.
Time of day is triggering me now. So I wanted to change it to 2 PM. It's my favourite time of day.
Let's make it sunny, Pete. Let's clear this fog off. It's stopping us turning up in our helicopter, if you know what I mean.
Even though the atmospheric stuff is nice and moody, you don't get an appreciation for certain aspects.
And it's the cloud as well.
Oh, we changed the ultradynamic weather preset and then set the cloud to 0.78.
So what preset
set it to clear skies, and then in UDS set the sky cloud coverage to 0.78. And that should be a nice...
There you go. Toy Story clouds.
This is my favourite weather to be in at Towers.
Yeah, but you hate being in it because you get burnt all the time.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
Right, let's
that's the beauty of the game. You don't get burnt.
You don't.
Oh, this is the first time I will have had to actually talk about this. I really, 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 really hope people love the Nemesis station. And,
yes.
Like, they appreciate the amount of effort that's gone into it.
There we go.
Because, like, it was always a pet thing of mine, like a pet hate, that whenever anybody did a recreation, the Nemesis station was always the hardest bit to do, and unless they really tried, it was hard to get it to look good. And I kind of had a meme going about like Nemesis recreation proof since 1994. It's usually because of the station. But I want to put this out there and say I'd like to think that we have the best Nemesis station there's ever been.
Yeah, I mean, all of the photos that I've ever taken with Nemesis, you can recreate them, and they look exactly spot on. And that's one thing we do, Dave, isn't it? We check our images, we check different times of its life as well. Like, we go back to stuff in like 15, 20, 21, and then we'll go even further back to the 90s to have a look what it was like as well. Like, we're not just keeping Nemesis in one era here. We're kind of giving it the best of all of its worlds that it's been in.
Yeah.
Where obviously
it deserves it.
Yeah, of course it will. Jeez.
Got a question. Is the game going to get released on Steam? Pete, I think you know a bit more about this.
To release on Steam means we have to be greenlit. To greenlight, you have to pay to have a game on there. So at the moment, no, but in an ideal world, yes.
Key 8, please.
So what do you guys think? Let us know in the comments as well. If you're watching this on playback, please give us a big thumbs up. There's 80 people watching right now. We've got 47 likes. Can we get 100 likes for this video? That would be amazing if we could do that. That would be so cool. Get this out there as much as possible.
I have to address the drunk cam.
Yes,
I'm working on it.
Drunk cam is still a thing, but it has been worked on.
60 likes, guys.
I personally like drunk cam. It's fun.
You guys are awesome, and honestly, like we wanted to do this stream for you guys as much as we wanted to do it for us, because we've been itching, no pun intended, to show you guys what we've been working on, and this is just a bit of it. We just hope you all enjoy it, and like we said, as soon as we think it's suitable for your machines, because right now it's still not quite there, where, you know, and the character stuff as well, we'll talk a little bit about that. We've not really come to a decision what we're doing. The person who was working on the character stuff did an absolutely fantastic job, but is no longer in the team anymore. So we're kind of like in a weird situation. What would you guys like? Let us know in the comments. Let us know in the chat. Would you like a customizable character? But it's not going to be like a cyberpunk kind of amount of things you can do. It would be set clothing, set people, and that would be it. Would you be happy with that? Or would you be happy with just a first-person camera and you can just kick tables around like Pete's doing now?
Yeah, everyone's got a different sort of priority with that. For me personally, I would rather put the effort into developing the park than character creation, but you know, it's what everybody would rather have, I suppose.
Yeah, and the idea was to have a first-person and a third-person camera, but as soon as you enter the ride area, you were going to first-person. So if you entered into a queue line, you were going to first-person. Just makes things easier because there's a lot of foliage at towers that obviously you would just whack the camera off if you was in a queue line, for example. So we need you to be there in the queue and not anywhere else where you shouldn't be, if you know what I mean.
So is this something we've shown off before, Blade?
I don't think we have. I don't think anybody's ever seen
I don't think anybody's talked about it.
No. So, Blade.
It exists.
It exists.
Also in the original colour scheme, rather than the repainted black.
Yeah.
Because black is not creative.
To be fair, Rust isn't very creative either. It's just let's theme it to something that looks destroyed, so when it is destroyed, whoa, when did that get put in? The white
that
box
shell going.
Yeah, the white box in for the Skyride. Not seen that.
Yeah, obviously the Skyride will be worked on eventually. That's sort of my area at the moment. Working on the Skyride stations.
That just sort of gives you a good overview of what you can see from any, like, if there's no trees.
That's the funny thing about trees, isn't it?
Stuff.
The trees are high poly, but they hide the poly.
Yeah.
Or the lack of when it's lodded.
So yeah, that's why there has been a lot of optimization in. Because without the trees, we can see everything, but once we get them in, it's just like, well, we're not going to be able to see that.
Mm-hmm.
So we're having to consider the sight lines and what should you be able to see from what distance.
Yeah, exactly.
So if we went into just the developer mode and not walking around, a lot of stuff just vanishes when it doesn't seem like that far away from it.
Pete, do not fall.
But any possible angle that you could get from walking, you wouldn't be able to see it anyway.
No.
So that's where a lot of the optimization has been coming from.
Most of Nemesis is now not loaded.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's a big thing in the game as well. And as you can see as well, we do have some paths ready to go for the garden area. Oh, there's a hole there.
Me and Luke really want to bring you the gardens because
Yeah.
we want to be able to transform you into this world transport you into this world where you don't feel like you're in towers. Because sometimes you do get that in the gardens,
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
and it's like,
yeah.
I don't want it so
I
bad.
see something on the horizon.
Oh no.
Oh no! Oh, that was close. I was too occupied by something else.
This would be a great time to have the audio on if you did fall through the floor, but
What noise was it? I can't even remember.
it's
It's
the Homer
Homer
Simpson
scream.
Is it?
screaming.
It's Homer,
It's
yeah.
Homer Simpson.
Although I am
screaming.
kind of now.
You are
Oh, no, I have
stuck.
to go that way.
Oh, you have to go down towards the pagoda. Yeah.
You literally have
What?
to climb up the hill to get to where we're going, but you know.
Luke, I've just thought of an Easter egg.
What's that?
The new Z kill could be Damien.
Damien, can I see you for a moment?
Yes, the Alton Towers documentary, Mine Train and the Haunted House. John Wardley, we've got an inside joke, and we'll let you guys into it. Like, John Wardley shouts over the Katanga Canyon Bridge to someone called Damien, but it's the way he says it. It's just like, Damien, are you going anywhere? Stay there.
Can I speak to you for a moment?
I think presentation ought to be involved. There's nobody there. Oh.
Oh,
Well, that's the end of that
Well,
then.
that's the end of that
Getting a-
conversation.
we're getting a little bit
It's-
of a preview here.
Oh, yes. What's this? Oh, so I've actually created a soundtrack for this area, which is it's my first piece in a game. Unfortunately, we can't show it you right now though, but I'm really proud of it.
How many years have you been working on this project for?
When did Nemesis turn 20 plus? About 3 years before that.
Mm.
Wow, 13 years ago.
Yeah, but that's not.
That's
in
not
its
the
current
project
form.
in the state it's in now.
No,
No.
that's like RCT.
It's gone
and
through
No
about-
Limits and
Yeah,
everything
3 or
else.
4 different engines.
Yeah.
Personally, for me, about a month.
Yeah, I've been 2 years nearly for me, I think.
And we've said this a million times, but everybody understand where they come from when they say, "Oh my god, I can't believe it's taking you this long to do this much of the park that you've done. You're never going to finish." But what you've got to remember, if we had started in the same engine and finished in the same engine, we'd have been finished years ago. It's because we've adapted and evolved, and every time we've learnt something new, we've adapted it to what we've already got, rather than just saying, "Oh well, that's done now. There's no going back."
Yeah,
we want to make it the best it can be with the knowledge we have at the time. Which is why I suppose you ask yourself, well, if it's taking longer than the park's time to have a ride and remove a ride, what do you do? What point are you actually creating the park? Which is where we have selective choice about what era we do certain things in.
Yeah, exactly. Someone's just put there, if Merlin Entertainments decide to close a ride or decide to ride refurbishment in Alton Towers, are you going to make that change? Maybe not.
Yeah, there's a lot of kind of freedoms that we have with kind of the history of Alton Towers, and we kind of want to, and are at the moment, picking bits that we would prefer to do.
Yeah.
And that kind of, especially with some of the recent new areas that Towers have got, because they're IP based,
Yes.
we actually can't do.
Yep.
Yeah,
Because
there was a
CBBS
question-
is not what we can touch.
I mean, there was a question, wasn't there, of with certainly for CBBS land, for example. Obviously, we cannot do that. So there's kind of, do we make our own version of? So instead of, I just had this image in my head of, instead of Postman Pat, we had to have Milkman Matt go around and milk. But then we kind of want to be true to Towers as well. So how can you be true to Towers?
I don't think you're gonna make
I
it,
don't
Pete.
think you're going to make that, Pete. No.
Oh,
We're not going to get to see any of that then. Can I make it? Can I make it? Can I make it?
Go on then, try it. Oh!
You did.
Did you?
Yeah.
He
Oh,
did.
yeah.
Did you
Yeah.
test that before you actually doing the stream?
No.
No, because I didn't think I was actually. I thought the path connected. I thought it went round, but guessed it doesn't. Oh well, Rita.
We are now in the Rita area.
Speaking
some
of
more
Rita,
fence has been done. Cool.
this is what we did use to originally first test out the new animation. I haven't brought it over into this build because of the issues that I had at first.
Mind the giant hole in the floor there.
Yeah. So when people say it's like,
Zed kill.
wait, what?
He got Zed killed.
He got Zed
What?
killed.
But it didn't scream at me.
So anyway, it's in the Rita area. We're thinking about rebuilding Corkscrew. What do you think?
that really confused me because it was like, screw running.
A lot of the coasters have been redone.
Yes, there have been a lot of retracks.
Yeah,
Where is that Zed kill volume?
a lot.
Ah, that one.
Just remove it for now.
I am not going to get Zed killed. I refuse to be controlled.
So, kind of with Rita, we are still working on the track for it.
Yeah, the cross ties are ridiculous.
We've noticed it's very high density.
Yeah.
Which, Luke, we have a mission when we go to towers.
Oh God!
Oh, I haven't made you aware of this mission yet.
Oh God!
We're counting
Should I choose
every
to accept it?
We're counting every single. No, we're not.
I want that
A picture
every
of-
track segment as a photo
As a
in
photo.
order. So that one.
Why can't you do that on Street View? Because it's not changed.
Because-
Street View don't have the right angles. There's so
Oh,
many things that are
yes.
blocked on Street View.
Lame.
And the resolution is really bad.
Okay,
Yes.
so that's the reason why you lent me your camera in.
I would have brought mine.
Hang on a minute, though. You say that's insane, but isn't that what you and the previous team member did with the Smiler? You analysed photos to get the density right for every single piece.
Well,
Yeah.
Originally, we've used a POV and
Yeah, and we thought we got it right, but
we didn't.
We've had a
Let's
much. Sorry, I just want to lastly say that we had a much more pleasant time with track tie density on the B&Ms because of
Yeah.
because of reasons. I'm just going to say reasons. So
Yeah. You
yeah,
didn't show off your
so-
13 sign.
Oh, I have to go all the way back then. So this is sort of like when people say, it's like, how much of it is done? Well, I mean, when you literally see that we're working from plans and that's
Yeah.
all that's in.
We do have models in other software, though. We'll point that
Yeah.
out.
It's that. Yeah, there's a lot of work going on beside Unreal, which hasn't been brought over yet.
Okay, we've got a request. I'd love to see X Sector in the snow.
Okay, that could be done. Not all of X Sector is in yet, but
No.
yeah, we're getting it back in at the moment.
Yeah, again with the optimizations, it
I
is
love that
easier
sign. So
to
cool.
build it optimized than re-optimize the previous stuff. So we have brought a couple buildings over for this stream for X Sector because we knew people would want to see it.
Sean, hold on to your hats because you may have a baby in for a surprise, mate.
Oh
Yeah.
yes,
Yeah,
I
I
do
just
like
seen his
the way
comment.
that
I was
came
like,
out.
yeah.
right, let's head out.
Yeah, let's head out. Enough of the Dark Forest.
I,
90-minute wait
I'm
for
just gonna
13,
say,
not a chance.
people that are wanting 13, I am really excited to get 13 working.
I've done the track. It's done.
But
we just need to,
It's
like,
it's just the animation is
Yeah.
figuring out how to do the drop section. But apart from that, yeah, I'm very excited for that to be brought in.
Pretty sure Unreal will be capable of.
we ain't going to be doing Retro Squad, Jess.
We're not doing retro squads.
No.
It's meant to be temporary.
Keen-eyed people might notice something very strange about this view.
Yeah, it's a bit more
I'm just
colourful
gonna
than it is right now.
I'm just going to stop here for a minute and let the chat decipher what's on screen.
Yeah. What can you see there? that is different?
I can see a rather strangely shaped bush.
What's your time of day there, Pete?
Don't
What's your
bring
time
the
of day?
bush into this. James. You've been warned.
It looks a
What
bit
is that in the
foggy.
distance? I wonder.
Can we have the water dummies on 13? Absolutely, we can. Yeah, that's a cred that I like that cred that I've got.
I can see the void. Yeah, there are rather a lot of holes.
Yeah, these are just where everything's missing. So you've got all the bush area there. You've got the toilet block on that bit. You've got the continuation of the Skyride section where it goes into the Dark Forest area back there. There are just a lot of areas that just need building.
Or bringing back over from a different,
Or
the other
bringing back
version.
over.
Yeah, so going back to all the models, going back to the part with not all the models being in this Unreal at the moment, there is an interior to the Dark Forest Skyride station, but it's just not been brought over yet.
Is this your Skyride station?
No, this is mine.
This is Pete's.
It's basically the same. It's just that Blakey has actually put the full interior in with all the mechanics and everything. I just haven't brought it across yet.
Looks a bit different, doesn't it, guys?
It does.
A bit more colourful.
The void.
Do you guys plan on doing Thunder Looper? I would love to see Thunder Looper in Unreal.
Yeah, I'd like that.
I don't think we haven't really made a decision yet, have we?
No, because obviously Thunder Looper requires rides to then go. So then we're looking into the whole idea of loading other areas, like time periods and things.
Yeah.
I want Corkscrew to be in it.
I want Corkscrew to be in it, yeah.
If I don't have to do 13, I will put Corkscrew in.
No. We still have to do 13 and Corkscrew.
No. One or the other, 13 or Corkscrew.
Just to say that Corkscrew and Thunderlooper will get a mention somewhere in the park. In fact, we're actually probably approaching roughly where.
Yeah, we can't do
We
David
can't do
Williams'
David
World.
Williams' World. It's too IP based. We can't do it.
Yeah.
Which now leads perfectly onto basically where Blakey comes into the entire project.
Yeah, this is all Blakey.
The historian, welcome.
Yes, hello. So going back to earlier, what I was saying about the IPs, having obviously we can't have Postman Pat, or we thought changing it to Milkman Matt and goodness knows what. it just wouldn't have been true to Towers. So the question is, well, how do you be true to Towers when we can't actually be showing as it is today? Well, the best way of being true is to effectively go back in time, if you like. To an area where we can have. So again, Toyland Tours. Why have we got Toyland Tours? Well, we can't have Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, London Dungeons. Alden Towers Dungeons. How do you go about doing that? I don't know. But we thought, well, why not go even further back and just stick with Toyland Tours? It was a ride a lot of certainly people mine and my age have memories for. And I just think it'd be really interesting to see it amongst the other rides.
Yeah, I mean, there was never any real reason for Toyland Tours to go.
No.
And anyone who has any nostalgia for Towers knows when the park was like at its best. And Toyland Tours was definitely a big part of it.
Yeah, it's kind of, people talk about the magic of Alton Towers. And again, this for me at least is the magic.
That always makes me laugh because we couldn't use Cadbury's.
Oh yeah.
Bunbury's.
Yeah, that name does actually have a relevance to Towers, so I don't suppose anyone would know what that is.
It's B-U-N, N for Norman, not M.
Thank you for bringing the conversation to this level.
Shall we talk about this building?
Yeah, so hang a minute. Cinema? I thought it was a theatre.
We've definitely got some ideas for later down the line. We haven't spoken to people about it yet.
Yes.
We would love the
Sam,
idea.
if you're listening, Sam, we would love to put on some of your videos in there. Parksville, if you're listening, put them in there. Chris, if you're listening, Screw Loops, we like to put them in there, and people can just go in and basically just watch some content. That's the idea of
You
it.
just spoiled the illusion, didn't you?
Well,
I mean, the whole another thing we're going to do with Crest Street that's slightly different is that it's going to be this sort of museum, if you like, for the towers. So externally, it's going to look like Crest Street.
Yeah.
What rides, carousel, maybe vintage cars? I don't know. We'll see. But the interior of the buildings, well, we found a different use for them because how would you have a playground in a computer game? Well, it's not really. I don't know. So we thought, well, how about if we have this as one of the museum buildings?
Mm-hmm.
Yes, yeah, you do see the little Toyland robot there.
Sean says whack him on there.
Yeah, let's do it.
We got permission from Sean first. I'm not sure if it is in this version, but on what used to be the Nickelodeon building. Is there that little Easter egg?
Yes, the logo is there.
Change the channel. It's rubbish. We need something better.
Yeah, change the channel. But we did have an idea. We need to talk about the idea that we had a few months ago. Actually, I'll let you show this bit off. This is really cool what you've done with the side of the building here.
Oh yeah. First of all, just like to say, because you are watching this, I know you are. Thank you again, Nick, for allowing me to use a picture of the Altonia.
Yeah,
yes,
nice
this is what we're going to call the wall of memories, or the memory wall, whichever you prefer. Now, at the moment, they are modern day pictures of my own, purely because we can't really use any of those pictures. Yes.
So yeah, this is a great call here. So if anyone has any kind of old nostalgic photos of Alton Towers that you would be willing for us to use.
And I've just thought that we could easily turn them into just giant screens. So as you sit and watch, they'll all change. These are just static at the moment, but they could easily be screens.
I mean, even if we don't necessarily use the images for the wall, I don't see why we can't use it for any images for the museum aspect side of things.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, so
anything
old photos, dig them out. If you're willing, send us over for us to use.
So we don't necessarily mean 30, 40, just whatever.
Yeah. What are we changing to?
Oh,
the beast from the east.
Hang on. I won't be able to spawn here. Hang on.
Live editing. There we go.
There we go.
Collision's gone.
That might be something that's over at Tanga Canyon area. There might be a collision on something that's stopping me from spawning. Who wanted snow?
Someone wanted snow. Yeah.
Oh, didn't you have actual snow yesterday?
Yes, it snowed in Blackpool a lot.
That was
weird.
You're like, literally just got a brand new motorbike. Want to take it out, and it's snowing. Yay! Couldn't do anything about it. So annoying. Last season. Yeah, I mean, we need so the amount of reference photos that we use, and I mean, Dark Shadow does some videos for us as well. He's part of one of the mods. He does videos for us every time he goes of just walking around, and they're so valuable. Just them types of videos.
Yeah, there's a lot of little areas where we get to, and it's just like, what actually is there? Like,
you can find some really valuable resources if you go digging. I mean, I've got a folder called AT Trees. Literally, any photos of trees I find of the park, I put them in there. And what was really interesting is we were on, is it Getty Images the other day?
Yeah.
And the news networks like ITN, they've got footage that they've shot from a helicopter of so much of the park, and it's all been shot at a time of year where you can see all the trees and the foliage. That is going to be very useful.
Trees bloomed, isn't it, to its full capacity, and it's just like, wow,
very useful.
Yeah. Have you started making anything on Air/Galactica? Yeah, well, Dave, over to you, mate.
Hello. Yeah, so, well, Galactica's / Air's track is done. And I used to say that all the time, and it was just to laugh at me. But it is done.
No, it's not.
It is. I'm
Are
not
we
changing the track anymore.
Are you sure?
Yes.
Am I gonna make the animation for it, and you just go, "Ah, it's wrong."
No. So,
That bloody
So-
roll.
so a placeholder track is in with placeholder supports.
I'm getting
the area-
proper construction vibes off that shot. I'm sorry, but do you remember when it was snowing when they were building it?
Yeah.
Oh wow.
The area of Air is in its infancy, but once work starts, it will move very quickly in that area. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah. Someone just pointed out Smiler needs fences. They do. I was in the builds that has fences earlier.
Yeah.
They need to be brought over and looked at to make sure that they're optimized to come
Yeah.
over.
Yeah.
Let's be honest,
and
though.
that
We
each
don't prefer
fence
it without.
panel is currently in the builds that you guys have access to. I didn't know this. Is an individual fence panel. It's gonna take a while because they all have to be kind of combined properly
Yeah.
and optimized.
It's silly.
But they will be coming over.
And then there will be one big object. Because that's crazy. I actually didn't know that.
Yeah, I didn't know that till I tried. I was like, oh yeah, let's bring that over as well. And
I
it
know
was
the
just like,
station pieces were, but
Yeah.
I didn't know the fences were. Oh my god.
Yeah, it was part of what Unreal called Datasmith. So you can basically create an entire SketchUp scene, and then you just import it, and it makes every object its
Ooh,
own
sunny.
thing,
It
places
just got
everything
brighter, yeah.
down. Snow stopping.
It's gonna melt. It
Um,
melts and then puddles.
Just
and then
as well, just save the bandwidth because that compression was.
yeah, yeah. YouTube would not be liking that, nor Discord.
No, no.
But yeah, there's a lot of work in X Sector. It's probably the most undone part of the park that was done has just been ripped apart.
I mean, you say that, but
Absolutely. Finn plays. Yes, that's been addressed. I addressed that straight away as soon as I joined the team. Too fast. The rolls at the end of the smiler were way too fast.
Oh, well, now we know that we can redo the animation completely.
Yes.
Yeah.
So yeah,
never.
every animation. So Smiler's going to be redone. Not entirely sure about Oblivion. There's a few weird things to do with that one.
We won't go there.
Yeah.
Wickerman will be getting redone. I'm currently redoing Nemi, and we'll use that new one for Galactic Air,
Animated the ropers complain.
Rita, and 13.
But yeah,
So-
but I just want to say though, I know we're doing a lot of reanimation and stuff like that, but people who have worked on this project from, in the past and stuff, I mean, like, because without them, it wouldn't be here, would it? So
Yeah,
yeah, we can't.
there's so much groundwork that is in place. Yes, we're having to alter it, but it's not crazy alterations. We're not completely retracking it. It's just importing a different animation.
Yeah.
That's smoother and more optimized, really.
will Jewel have the original haunted house effects? And that's a funny conversation we've been having ourselves, isn't it?
We have been having that one, yeah.
Do we go back to haunted house with the original, scares and stuff, or do we do, Jewel?
Shooty.
Yeah, I don't know. Oh, that fence has yeeted itself.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm just going to go check something because over there it didn't work, but over here it did. I just want to see what it... Oh, no, it was over at Forbidden Valley, wasn't it, that showed it working?
What was that?
I don't know if it works or not.
No, I don't think it does. It's not connected. I don't think it's
Yeah,
connected.
but it kind of is, but I'm not sure if it is fully or
yes. The maps.
Yeah, see, it's half there.
Oh, you can't press it.
Oh no, it's not got the interaction.
No.
Well, what possible use would we have for a map? I can't remember if we actually showed it off
We
in a
did show it
previous
off.
I
stream.
think we did.
We did, yeah.
Yeah. Ah, snowing.
Lots of snow.
I did see someone earlier said, can we not go in Hex? No.
Definitely not.
Not in
Not
this build.
yet. Because like that is going to be another level. You're not going to see anything like
literally.
that. You're not going to see
And
anything
probably
like Hex when we finish.
literally another level.
Yeah, legit.
Just to get the way, obviously with Unreal 4 compared to Unreal 5, the way interior lighting works.
Yeah, so we are.
It would be much better just from a kind of visual standpoint.
Yeah.
And potentially optimization as well, to have potentially Hex in a separate level.
No time frame and updates yet, Sniper 72.
No. Keep an eye on Discord and social media channels for any.
It'll definitely be this year. I did have someone say, "Will it be this year?"
Yeah. All being well.
I commented on somebody's comment on our YouTube channel, but I had to delete it because you have to be really careful what you say. Because I initially said, well, we'll probably either have one of the two scenarios. Within the year, we'll have a new demo, which has got everything from the previous and all the new stuff all in one, and it'll be the biggest ever. Or we'll have a small solo demo of, like, I don't know, Nemesis and Katanga or something that might be available in, I don't know, 6 months' time or. We really don't know what's best to do in that regard. I think everyone would probably rather have a bigger update which has got everything we've ever done in it.
Pete, what was the size of the current build you did the other day?
67 gig.
So free up your SSDs.
It's 3 times the size of the previous release.
So 3 times the amount of stuff.
And that's in this current state where most of it's missing.
And it runs better. It runs at 60
and there's no
FPS.
loading.
There's no loading. So just bear that in mind. Although what you guys think of work is like, oh, we show you a new track or a new area. The stuff that goes into programming the whole game itself, optimization, the culling of different objects and stuff. If we didn't do that, then we wouldn't even be able to build in the engine. It would be that laggy and bad. What you're seeing now is in the live engine. This is live engine. This is not in a build. So this still has defects of lag. Whereas if you're in a build, it's all built out.
Yeah, like it tends to be that the actual build, once it's done, does run a bit better than what the engine.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, there's a lot of overhead in engine.
So, and we pretty much all of us are able to get a relatively steady 60 out of the engine.
And I'm using, so to put it into perspective, me and James are using a Ryzen 3700X, yeah?
Yeah.
We're using a 2070 Super, an RTX 2070 Super, and we're getting 60 FPS on high. Even riding, like...
Oh, yes. The little...
All of our YouTube videos that people have made, and they're still the same, but then all the bricks.
All the bricks.
Definitely getting more now.
Gemma, we do have a build that is live. Matthew linked it on. It's on itch.io. If you download that and then search for Virtual Towers online, you can download the latest update through there. If you do download it, you will get a bug where it says that you're not running the latest version. You are. Just dismiss the message.
I just want to say something as well regarding the bricks and any content that people purchase for the game. So, I was saying that we owe it to all of you, but especially people who've bought digital assets that will be in the game, to get you the next update out as soon as we can.
Yeah.
Because we want you to be able to go in that game and see your thing you bought in there.
Mm-hmm.
We owe it to you, and we are working hard to get that.
We're thinking of different ways to do it as well. So at the moment we have State Your Claim, which is you have a brick on the entranceway. We've got the runes here as well for Wickerman. We're thinking of other things. But once we have, cleared all that up and we've opened our new store, which is actually live right now over on Teespring. If one of the mods could drop a link in, that'd be great into the chat. We do have a t-shirt and 2 hoodies available right now. We are going to be doing digital assets, I believe. I believe Dave is going to be doing some foam wallpapers or something you were doing, as well as screenshots and stuff.
Yeah, I mean the phone wallpapers, they're a tricky one because you can't charge someone for a phone wallpaper. They might just be an asset that people could have, but I'm definitely trying to implement some unique content for maybe some of the t-shirt designs or some other physical things that you can buy that's got our artwork on it. Like, am I okay to show that image that he set as his wallpaper?
Yeah, you can. If you can even
How
use
will
the one
that
that's on my.
How will this screen share work, or will it not work?
They have broken.
Them walls have broken. Wow.
They are stretched.
That's a smart fence update has broken all of them.
Oh.
Yeah, Dave, if you just share your screen, Luke can swap over to the screen share quickly to show it.
So this is literally just a little experiment, but it actually made a really cool phone wallpaper.
Are you sharing your screen?
Yeah, you just need to swap over to it.
There you go.
So yeah, we wanted to sort of, I don't know. I mean, that's the cool thing. We can make happen what doesn't happen, and we would love towers to be able to light the ride up like that, as you probably would have seen in the New Year's video. Who knows? Maybe they will for the relaunch. But stuff like that. I mean, I was trying to fit out an image for a t-shirt. I had a t-shirt overlay in the engine, and I had the train on the loop, and it sort of filled the whole t-shirt kind of thing. You know those shirts where it's like the whole shirt, back and front, like a graphic. Like a t-shirt like that would be so cool. And hopefully we can start doing stuff like that.
And yeah, this got sent in our chat, and as soon as I saw it, I set it as my phone wallpaper because I've been wanting a new one, and it just works perfectly.
We've also
I
got
love that image.
We've also got some other stuff. So over the years, when we've done artwork and renders and screenshots for the project, it's been a case of that's cool, let's move on. And we can sort of bring that content into merch. So I can show this because it's
Wait, what are you showing?
You remember the old Nemesis renders with the fire?
Oh yeah, go for it. Yeah, you screen share it now. Show it.
So where is it? Bear with me just a second. There you go. Which is BTO art. There we go. So that was when we were experimenting with.
Make it full screen, Dave.
I think
Bottom. Cheers.
So that's when we were experimenting with the possibility of the New Year's video. So again, if people like that kind of content, we can let them, get their hands on it in different forms.
Yeah.
All high res stuff. This would work print. I won't let me drag and drop it.
It's okay. It's back out full screen.
Let me just make sure everything in here I can just move through. Yeah, there's nothing in here I can't not show. So I'll just go through. So this again was testing from that video. Some old renders of Command, Big Bob. Could make interesting artwork, stuff people can appreciate. Shot head on was always quite cool.
Yeah.
That is now our YouTube banner. I don't know if anybody's noticed that.
That's UE5, isn't it?
No, that's UE4.
Oh, wow. Really?
Yeah.
Oh.
It's not 5. Believe it or not. Just some in-game shots. I think these are 5. Yeah, those were 5. That's 4 again. 5, 4. I feel like I'm counting down. This was early Nemesis render.
Oh yes, I remember this. Then you set it on fire, right? Then
I did. You will see the fire in a
then
second.
it was my background for about. Yeah, so obviously I stream on Coaster so I had to be careful with showing my background on my desktop because that was my desktop background for about 3 months. But yeah,
you see Nemesis cocking its leg up there. Again, some UE5 shots.
Yeah, I mean the shadows in UE5 are just incredible, but it's just so
good that there haven't been any updates about 5. We think that they've kind of bitten off more than they could chew, haven't we?
Yeah.
With that, that was an alteration on that image again. Different field of view on it, I think it was. Anything else? Old screenshot.
Oh, it's old.
No, that's 4, but that's old.
Wow.
Yeah. 5 again. 5 again. Fantastic stuff to see there. Again, 5.
With all the volumetrics, filling the entire pit with
this
fog.
is 4. This is 4, actually. I can't remember. That's old.
That's very old.
That we never did anything with. You can just see Enterprise on there at the back.
VTO will be UE4, not UE5.
Yeah.
But we pray that UE5 gets stable enough that we can switch over to UE5 in the future.
Yeah. There's only a couple more to go through. That was an early import of one of the train. Yeah. Some nice materials there. Again, there's never enough images of Nemesis. There just never is. Experimenting with Autodynamic Sky when it was new.
That looks really nice. These are recent.
Is that your wallpaper?
Yeah. No, my wallpaper is the one looking down the
Oh, your wallpaper's that one.
That's my wallpaper now.
That's a beastie wallpaper, that one.
Yeah.
So yeah, if people like these as assets, we can do stuff for you.
Cool.
So, that's old. There's only a couple more. 5. That's a concept.
Oh yeah, here we go. Let's talk about this.
I'm not going to say a lot about this.
No, I mean it's obviously Subterra, isn't it?
Yeah.
So we would love to be able to do Subterra, but it's just like because that's what it'd blinking look like.
Yeah. So what I had the idea of would be, while we might not incorporate it as a full-blown ride, we might incorporate it as an Easter egg somewhere in Forbidden Valley. I didn't even mean that. That's terrible. Yeah, ignore that. Yeah, that's 5. That was a Facebook update from Christmas years ago.
Oh yeah, it was. That was 2020. Yep.
And then a couple more standalone bobs, and that's it.
Awesome.
You can switch back over to Pete.
Brilliant. Good stuff, man. So
from one bob to another.
Yeah, from one bob to another. But
given the fact that we were saying probably wouldn't be able to charge for phone wallpaper.
NFTs.
NFTs. No, we're not getting into that.
No.
We could. The one that I've got as my current wallpaper on my phone. As a treat.
Yeah.
Give that out for people to have.
Yeah.
The RGB Neme.
Subscribers. Yeah.
Yeah. So we'll make it available. I'm not sure how.
That's excellent. Matt,
Probably
your jokes just get worse.
But yeah, link will definitely be in Discord. And probably we'll put it on socials as well for people to get hold of that as a phone wallpaper because it does look really nice.
Yeah, it's amazing. So, you guys
Speaking
have seen... Yep.
Discord. Are we... Yes.
Yeah, go for it. Why not?
So, in the background, because of various this, that, and the other, we are going to be launching a new Discord server Basically, a complete refresh is going to have everything done from the ground up. And it'll have a lot more integration with all our new things that we're coming out with. So with the Patreon, it'll have an exclusive location for Patreon stuff. It'll have the shop that we'll have when we get around to doing all of that. There'll be a stage where if we're doing work, we can go on stage. So it's basically a live stream, but rather than going through YouTube or anything, so we don't have to set it all up and everything, we can just be there. It'll be all our screens on, and we're just doing stuff. People can come in, ask us questions, because there'll be a studio audience where you can type everything that you want, talk to each other in there, and then after the stream, that chat gets deleted. So then it's basically always a clean slate for the next staging when we get round to doing them different days. There's not really going to likely be a schedule for that kind of thing. It's just like if one of us just happens to go in, just come and say hi. Because we're in there to be spoken to kind of thing.
Absolutely, yeah, definitely. And one of the big things about that is that the stage stuff, and with being a Patreon, the higher up Patreon tier you have, when eventually we set it up, the more things you will get to see. Basically, that's how it's going to work. So the higher tier you have, the more you will see behind the scenes in the development of the game and everything that we put into it. And you'll have more chance to interact with us as developers as well, the higher up you go. And it'll have discounts and all kinds of things as well. So it's going to be really cool. And I just want you guys to be ready for that. So, yes, Lasat, can you add more closed alpha testers in your Patreon? That is something we will look into, definitely, because we are going to need testers at some point when we're ready to go with an update.
I sort of took away I was stripping down the server, if anyone noticed, like little bits and pieces sort of dropping off and old associations and things. That was sort of me clearing everything out, sort of getting it back to what I wanted. So with alpha testers, it's always going to be a difficult situation because the file size to put somewhere on top of having a live build, and then obviously with the fact that it is in alpha, there are probably likely so many broken things that it's something that we don't want to just release in an alpha, because it's like, oh, you could have it now, but you can't do anything. So it's a long time coming, but yes, it will be eventually more than likely be back at some point.
Yeah, and it's going to be we're going to be reaching out when we are ready to release an update. Trust me, you will know, because we really want to do this. We're not doing it to annoy anyone. We're doing it. It's annoying us that we haven't, if you know what I mean. We're itching to get stuff out, and as soon as we can, we will. I promise you. I think I can speak for everyone on the team by saying that. As soon as we are ready to release something, we will release it, because we know how.
We'll be shouting it from the rooftops, won't we?
Yeah, you'll know about it, and content creators all over the place will be talking about it, and it'll be a really big thing. When we eventually do release, it'll be the biggest release of VTO ever. So just get ready for it. But yeah, if you guys have got any more questions in the chat, please let us know.
And if there's anything anyone wants to see, this stream is about showing everything. If people haven't seen something, just say it. We'll go and show it.
Yeah, that's another thing about like with us wanting a new server to have stages. So people will be able to see all the development.
Yeah.
And in this stream we're showing everything. So in like when a stages happens, if there's a moment where we're not kind of really heads down working on something, can go have a look at something.
Yeah, absolutely.
Show off some work that's been happening. And just kind of, being more kind of...
Wicker Man in the Storm from James. Nemi in the Snow. Have we shown Nemi in the Snow yet?
I can go show Nemi. We're in snow at the moment. So...
Yeah, you haven't shown it in the snow yet. So.
Wow.
And again, snow. Does snow settle on Nemi yet?
Yeah.
It used to. Yeah.
I just couldn't see it from the angle.
Oh,
Yeah.
wow. Yeah, it does.
Snow settles on Nemi.
Dave, that looks like them photos you took that day you went.
Long ago.
Oh, man.
And then with the snow, you can have different time of day as well. So if we go to...
Yeah, Dave the Rave, yes, 1,000,000%. Like,
Yeah.
we have mentioned it. You may have
Everything
missed
we're
it earlier,
doing
but
is
is optimizing.
Yeah.
That's what's taken us so long.
And that will be a thing as well. Obviously, we can only test such a limited range of PCs. Like, me and Luke have the exact same build of PC, basically.
And our PC is not expensive to build.
So, but we have a lower limit of, because we're having to develop it, we do need this hardware to develop it. So we have a lower limit of what we can test it to. So when and if we do get alpha builds, a lot of the alpha testing will be trying to get
Can I request something?
Get a bunch of different levels.
Can we ride Nemesis in the snow?
I suppose.
Yeah, a lot of the alpha testing will be getting a good range of levels of PC to see how well it runs.
Yeah, definitely. And hotel updates, no. We'll be straight, like, we're not focused on the hotel area at all anymore. We're more about the theme park getting done before we even think about moving to the hotels. But yeah. Oh wow! Look at this. I've never seen this. Believe it or not. No. I've never seen. I've never rode Nemesis in the snow.
I misheard you. I heard you. I thought you said, "Can we write Nemesis in the snow?" I was like, "How are you going to do that?"
Ride. What are the goals towards story mode? We have loads of ideas and things and people who want to be involved. But right now, our focus is on building the rest of the park and getting things
story mode will be one of the last things implemented. Because without the full park being done...
Look at that. Look at the river. Sick.
with developing the park, we kind of need to have the framework of the entire park there to figure out what we're going to do with a story mode.
Yeah, and I mean, it will happen because the more assets become available to the Unreal Engine in terms of character integration and inputs and stuff, and like chopping down trees, clearing up stuff, jet washing, like, trust me, as a ex-grounds maintenance manager, there's going to be a lot of maintenance for you guys to do when it actually happens. So, especially wasps. So it's like we've got so many ideas of what to do, and it would be really great to be able to sit down with the park and ask them, like, what maintenance regimes they have in certain areas and stuff like that. Like, it'd just be cool to be able to bring that to the game. For example, like jet washing Galactica, like everyone says it's filthy, then go and clean it. Do you know what I mean? And another thing we were talking about is saving, weren't we? Like being able to save your park in the future where we've got everything in. If you want to load with Thunder Looper or Corkscrew, for example, or even the Swan boats instead of Battle Galleons, then we're going to try and make it so you can do that. So you can always load into the area that you left off in, and it will be exactly the same as when you left it. If you left it like this, snowing, as soon as you come back in, it'll be snowing. So it's going to be... That's all the game side of things. Right now, we are still constructing that.
Being mindful of the fact that what we're mentioning here is goals, ambitions. Might not necessarily be able to get all of that implemented or working.
Yeah.
So this stream is kind of like just showing everything as it is and what we want to happen.
Oh yeah, for sure. Like
in the future, that might have changed. We might not have been able to do something. So just being mindful of don't expect everything that we've suggested here to happen.
No, and anything that we've said we want to do in the past as well. Like, it's just like you say, you know, if we were, there's a name for it that Universal call it. It's like blue sky time between a project being done and then when it's decided on what it's being done. It was on the Velocicoaster making of documentary. It's blue sky time, it's called. And what they do basically is they just throw everything at a wall and they go through everything. Like, what's this going to do? What's that going to do? Okay, it'd be great if we had like a bazillion dollars to do this, but we can't do this. Okay. So that's kind of what we're at the moment for what we want to do in the future with the story mode and different modes and ideas and concepts and stuff we want to throw into the interaction of the game. Because at the moment, it's you're walking around, you ride a ride, great. But like you guys have all said, story mode is key to this, which separates this from being a recreation to this being an actual game. So, and that's what we want to do in the future.
Just going back to having the old things like Thunderloop back in. Can we have the old Sky Ride under this, please? Because I'm a massive geek for the Sky Ride.
Well, you can now. You've built them, so...
That does help.
Ride Up.
Yeah,
definitely
you're the one that's building it, so if you want it, you build it.
Yeah, Ride Up will I don't know. Pete, do you want to say like yes, it's definitely going to happen in the future, or
whilst right, so we've seen that Ripsaw is controllable, and it's easy to technically set up a program. Nemesis is easy to set up a program, and at the moment, it doesn't actually dispatch unless the player presses enter. Like, it is technically dispatched. Doing both is the really hard, complicated bit. You can either set it up to work manually, or you can either set it up to work on its own. Yeah. Having the switch to tell it whether you want it to be operational by a person or manual is where it becomes much, much more complicated, because you've got to try and tell it not to do something while it's doing something at the same time. It has always been something that wanted to be put into this, that you go up to a ride and you op it. But it's just setting it up in such a way that it is actually doable, and also working out which way to do it as well, because some people would say, well, just use keys on a keyboard, and then other people would be like, no, you need to look at buttons on an actual control pad, and each time you have to click it to do different things. Again, there's so many variables and so many ways of doing something. Well, which way's the right way of doing it, because you can't implement everything. Or if we do have to try and implement everything, you've then got to implement everything on every ride.
Yeah.
And every ride might have a slightly different system. So trying to come up with a system that works for everything, it's not easy.
I like the idea of how we do it now. Of you enter an area of where the ride is, and then you get on it, and then you choose when it dispatches by pressing enter. Like, that's still dispatching the ride. It's just not.
Yes, but at the moment, technically, technically the dispatch works from anywhere.
Yeah, that's the thing. So could we do that where it would be inside a volume?
Yes, it would have to be on a trigger overlap that when you press a key, the downside is that key press would then activate across the entire park, and it would be like, is a player in this particular volume? Yes or no? If no, do nothing. If yes, then it would then go down its route of whatever it needs to do. I don't know how expensive checking for a button press across the entire park at the same time would be.
Yeah, will it cause a giant lag spike every time you press enter?
So basically, we're going to build the park and then we'll look into it.
I mean, it's a lot. You can't do anything until the park is all there anyway.
we can't.
And the fun stuff is building the park.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because we get to show off how we're coming up with ideas to build certain things and how things look and all that. So we probably will go down the building of the park first, getting that all right, and then start branching down other paths of getting all the animations set up, then getting all the control set up, then working out what we're going to do with the character, whether we have just first person or characters that can be customized and looked at in third person, or whether we have the first person and third person options. Then it's developing, like, do we put the mobile phone back to then allow the controlling of weather, the photo modes, everything that we've shown off in the past all has to be rebuilt however we're going to do it.
Yeah, because that's the thing with Unreal. You can't just throw something in and it works. It doesn't happen like that. I wish it did, because it would make our life a hell of a lot easier, but it doesn't. Someone mentioned before about VR, and I can say confidently that I'm pretty confident that when the park is done, VR will be able to happen. Now, riding the coasters is a different story. If any of you have ridden NL in VR and almost thrown up after going up a lift hill, you'll know what I'm on about. So that's going to be a challenge. But actually stood in VR in the park, I've done it myself, and it's absolutely incredible. So it's definitely something we want to bring to the game.
But it is also then a whole completely different control system.
Yes.
Like keyboard and mouse, then you've got a controller.
Yeah.
Then you've got head tracking, arm controls, all of those buttons. Then you've got to try and integrate everything that you've done on keyboard and mouse on a controller on those controllers.
Yeah.
Then you've got to choose whether you have walking around mode or whether you do the jumpy.
Teleport. Yeah.
Yeah. Which then is in itself a whole different thing, because you've got to restrict where a teleportation is allowing you to jump to. Yeah. Because otherwise you could end up jumping all around the park.
Doing a track walk on Wicker Man was pretty cool though in VR, I must say.
What Lover said, would it work with the Oculus Quest 2? You would have to have a link cable. It would have to run on your computer.
Definitely have to run it on your computer. There's no way this.
In terms of it working, it probably would. I can't verify that because I have a Rift S, as do you, Luke.
Yeah, and I've used it. It's great.
It is Oculus software, so as long as it probably can with the link cable work with a Quest 2.
I've run it on a Vive, the original HTC Vive, and that it does run. When we first originally tested it, we put Dave at the top of Oblivion, and he put his arm out onto the railings thinking it was there, and he fell over.
Yeah, so funny story about that. I basically was walking around Wicker Man. I was just, I can get here, I can get there. I forgot I was in VR, and luckily I was stood up near my bed, and I went to lean on the fence.
Oh, yes, the wooden, yeah.
And yeah, I went face first pretty much. So it's that, like, I literally leaned out because like all the clouds were moving, and it was just, I was literally like stood over there near the measurement stick, Dave.
It was on this bit.
And
it was like
that bit there, and I was like, just lean on the fence. Oh. But yeah, it's so cool. VR to bring VR to VTO would be exceptional, and I think we would be able to do it, but it's just going to take a long time. And I think VR might need to catch up a little bit just to give you that really good experience. But yeah. What else have we got? Oh, guys, we're nearly at 100 likes. We're at 99 likes.
I've got 100 on mine.
Wow. Thank you. Thank you
Thank you so much.
That is like mind-blowing. Seriously. And you guys have stuck around for nearly 2 hours. There's still 62 of you watching. Like, thank you so much. There we go.
Yeah, if anyone wants to see anything else, what do we want to show off?
Yeah, just answering about voice chat in game for the online part of VTO. We haven't even considered that yet.
No, online
we've
is
looked
something.
at online, and
Yeah, one of the previous members looked at online and he got very close, but then it was just like setback after setback after setback. So we're kind of waiting for Unreal to do something about that, and we hope in the time it takes, it will happen.
And some aspects of what we're using / looking at using, I know especially we were looking at a water simulation. For River Rapids.
Yeah.
We'd have to look at that because we messaged the developer and he has said it won't work with multiplayer. If you have it as a live water object, but then there also is the possibility of making that static, so it's always in the game, so we could potentially use it. But yeah, there's a lot of stuff that has to be looked at whether it would work with syncing across between
people. Really, really that desperate to see Hex.
I mean,
what does Hex look like from the top?
Yeah.
Is the building there for Hex actually?
I mean, Hex's exterior is.
Oh, yes, I mean the out. Yeah.
All the exterior is there. I mean, the level is right here.
To be honest, I have not actually opened the level.
Yeah.
The cool thing about the level is if you actually go into it, because it's all indoors, it's its own level, it looks like a side scroller from a PS1 game or something. It's really weird. It's like rooms. Weird.
Yeah. Do you know when we'll be able to ride the Mutiny ride? Do you mean
Mutiny Bay? Oh, Battle Galleons.
Oh, this. Oh, yeah. That probably won't be that far off because all I need to do is go into NL and make the layout.
But we haven't really put that much into we've got to do the whole of the boat queue line in the middle. We've got all of that queue line, all of the shooty elements.
Yeah, shooting elements. That
shark.
Right, Bruce. Can we have a look at Bruce from underwater?
I mean,
just to prove it is actually a shark.
It is a full shark.
It's a real shark, so don't fall in. Basically,
it's easier to use a full shark than it was to
have part of a shark.
I just downloaded a shark.
Ooh, will you have the original 1994 Nemesis audio with the story narrated by Tom Baker? That would
technically they never actually put that on the park.
Yeah.
No, they didn't. It was only for promotional reasons. So
I mean, we could just throw it in somewhere.
Yeah, a bit of an Easter egg somewhere.
Maybe we could build some sort of Nemesis shop while you're in there or something. I don't know, but
people with a good ear will have noticed that the daytime POV used the old OG soundtrack that was never actually used on Park either.
Go for it, Pete. If you want to show it, go for it.
I think people want to see it.
It does exist.
Yeah.
I don't know how long it will take to load.
I wonder if you're going to get what I had with.
Oh no, earlier. I don't think so. No, I was watching your screen. I was like, James's PC died.
So there's one map in this that I've never opened. It took me a good 15-20 minutes to open it, and the amount of errors I got was unreal.
He's probably opened it before.
Do you be able to ride the Mutiny Bay rides or not? Do you know when? Oh, so Mora's Mayhem and what's the
Oh, Heave Ho.
Heave Ho. Yeah. Heave Ho is in there.
Yeah, Heave Ho's done.
It is animated, same as Marauders Mayhem.
Marauders Mayhem.
They do work.
Yeah, Marauders we haven't brought over yet. I don't think.
No.
But it is animated. It does exist.
Yeah, it does work. So in the next release, you will be able to ride them, basically.
Yeah. Talk amongst yourselves.
I'm going to make a T-shirt that says, "We are not ready to release the game yet. Please bear with. Follow us on our socials." But yeah, you guys got any more questions? Please fire away. We're just loading up the Hex level now, so yeah, now's your chance to get some questions in. What would you guys like to see in the game? Just a quick one in the comments. Fire them comments up because we will read them all. Let us know what you'd like to see in the game.
Oh, we have a hex.
It's Hex. A very bright Hex.
Yeah, I don't know quite why it's that bright. It shouldn't be because outside is nothing.
Darkness.
Did you build the
Space.
lighting in that, or is that?
No, oh, it's camera eye adaptation rubbish.
Ah, okay.
Oh, drop down
should be
your
able
lit.
to-
Yeah,
Turn that off quickly.
your
It's
lit.
on the lit.
There
we
we go.
You can even smell it.
It would be
You do
nice to see
forget
the
how
dungeon.
dark
Don't
it
know
is.
if it would be possible though.
The dungeons,
not
we're
doing the dungeons.
not doing the
Yield.
dungeons. It's too
No.
IP based. We can't do the dungeons.
Plus, all it is a walkthrough. You don't
Yeah.
actually
Yeah.
do anything,
So instead
and
of
it's
the
all
dungeons,
script based as well.
Hence why we do have the Toyland Tours building in there.
yeah. So I
moment.
don't know if for you, those of you that are on our Discord server at the moment would have known that I was working on a scare maze this time last year, and I did get one to work really well. Now my plan is moving forward when I step away from doing some of the other stuff that I'm doing at the moment. I do want to do an original scare maze on this game, and that will have jump scares, interaction, its own audio, everything. And that's something that I personally want to do. So I'm hoping that I can do that. Again, it's waiting for things to catch up with my ideas because some of them are very outlandish, but we'll see. We'll see.
Is it possible to have a limit on NPCs in game, or it would just be a default to have lots of them? We haven't looked at doing NPCs yet properly.
No, it's one of them.
I've fiddled around with having some NPCs before.
Please move away to the end, all the way to the end, please, Pete. Thanks.
It's actually having them kind of interact and do something meaningful is quite difficult. The most I've got is them just wandering around aimlessly and
yeah, but you've
walking
got
into
them
each
to
other.
move in some sort of path, though, which is something that,
Yeah.
you know. Yeah, this is the exit out. So yeah,
But
Hex
that
is
is
there.
as far as Hex is.
Yeah.
It hasn't been looked at in. I don't even know when I last looked at Hex.
It's still
Jack, with the VTO, when if it's saying that there's an update available, just dismiss.
That's the
That is
VR.
the latest version.
the side
You're
scroll
on.
review. Welcome to Resident Evil Hex.
I like that. It's cool for some reason.
Yeah, just.
Actually, it makes me think of a Crash Bandicoot level.
Crash Bandicoot / Abe's Odyssey. Like,
Yeah.
that should be a very, very good game. That I'd love that. That'd be awesome. A tree.
You can't
Yeah.
actually see the.
Can't
vault
see
is
inside the
actually
vault.
sealed.
The vault is
The
still
vault is
sealed.
probably the
2
only sealed
centuries.
bit. You go out that bit.
101 likes. That is absolutely insane. Thank you so much, guys, for all the support that you're giving us in the project. Everybody who's bought a brick, everybody that's bought a rune. The store will be launching again very, very soon, so you'll be able to support us. There will be a Patreon. It'll all be brand new. There'll be a brand new Discord server as well. So yeah.
Oh, here's a little preview of the
Unlit
version.
Unlit, untextured, everything.
So that's what we need to do with it, basically. And you were never happy fully with the lighting, was you, Dave?
No, I never was. And I'm not even happy with it now. I don't know why everything is like super saturated and bright. It looks really weirdly lit.
It's like there's no bounce going on.
Be interesting to see what that would look like in UE5, you know.
If it works in UE5.
I mean, it loads and then it dies. It loads and dies. Like that is, yeah.
Do we plan to do an in-game currency? It has been something we looked at. Ride photos. I don't think we've even thought or discussed of that.
Well, the problem with ride photos is
Need
that
character.
requires an NPCs and characters. Do you have customized characters to have as a ride photo,
Yeah.
or is it not like that important kind of thing? It depends on how how we go about it. Am I going? Am I going? Where am I going? Main world.
Main world.
I mean, there is also, like someone mentioned about the hotels
Ugh, do
and
we have
like
to?
the resort and everything. Well, I mean, I think it's in there.
I mean, there's stuff there. Yeah.
Yeah, that's about it. There's
Yeah,
stuff there.
there's stuff there. Like, there is a swimming pool you can get in. That's it.
There we go.
Is it actually like? Oh yeah, we do have the.
So we got.
We do have actually. That
very
is a lot. That is a bit more further
grassy
along.
car
Other than
park.
it's apparently it's all the extended car park at the moment on grass. But
We've got a monorail station as well now.
well, that's
Ish.
true. Yeah, you've not shown the monorail station. That's a point.
Well, now we're on to the outside of the resort then.
And I definitely do want to do an interactive mini golf. That'd be cool. That'd be cool.
I finally get to 2D mini golf in real life.
Yeah,
Next
I can't
month.
wait to do that. It's gonna be fun.
Monorail
ooh.
station.
A trellis monorail station.
Yeah, it's all
Yeah.
trellis. That's what it is.
Which, weirdly enough,
it
when it first
actually?
opened, that
Yeah.
trellis was actually there.
Well, yeah, when it
To be
opened,
fair,
it was.
I never. I don't think I've ever actually stayed in the hotel, so I'm never really upland.
Just park in the
Yeah.
main car park.
Instead, they monorailed in the original livery there.
Yeah, Pete. The issue is every time before I've been to Towers,
Oh, you've dropped off.
we've been in a taxi and been dropped off at the main
Yeah.
entrance. Now I can actually drive, so
Yeah, that's
and I'll
true.
be parking at the hotel. So
Yeah, we do
Yeah.
have more liveries of the monorail, but this is the original monorail livery.
And a very, very early monorail station with a lot of stuff still missing.
Yes. Are there any of the murals in there yet?
Um,
On the other side?
no.
Oh.
Wait.
Yeah.
They exist in the model, but they don't exist in Unreal.
Ow.
They will, obviously, it's still very much a work in progress for me, the murals. They are sort of being done from scratch.
Show the splash landings pool. That's pretty cool. There you go. Outside pool.
Wow.
Oh, it's water. Clean
There's
water.
a moody sky as well.
Yeah, I know. Well, what's going on there?
It's like it is in real life at the moment because we've got
I think
another
it's-
storm hitting.
I think it's because he's got manual exposure.
Oh, yeah, probably actually. It's set to.
Ah, there you go.
I
Wow.
preferred it moody.
Sunglasses weather.
Yeah, this is the way I look at the world. Welcome to my world.
Anyone sees Pete on any of the vlogs, he's always wearing sunglasses.
yeah,
Yeah, that's why everything looks too bright to me. I don't look at the world through light.
We were out in a storm,
And he was
a
wearing
he was wearing
gloomy
sunglasses.
rainstorm in
He
Blackpool
was
the other
getting
day. He
bashed by
still had his
rain.
sunglasses
He was
on.
getting battered by rain. Like, it wasn't a light rain.
Kai. Some of the rides are done with Blender animation. Some are done with getting the animations out of No Limits, but that does go via Blender as well.
And Cinema 4D.
And
Yeah,
Cinema 4D.
both
And some
via-
are actually simulated physics objects in the game.
Objects.
Objects.
Objects. Are you bringing some terror up again?
Yes. Yeah. So Ripsaw is all simulated in engine.
Yep.
Marauders Mayhem, I believe, is.
Yes.
Yes, it is. Blade will be as well.
Yeah, Blade was fun to play with.
Oh,
I
yeah,
actually worked out how to
Oh,
make it work with a physical tire underneath.
Is it still operational?
It's not the Death
What?
Star, Dave.
Is it
I
still
mean, You've shown it, haven't you? Haven't you shown it?
I think I did it in a
yes.
stream once.
Maybe.
Yes,
But at the
BTO
moment,
was.
it just
Swing.
Yeah, VTO was originally Project Towers NL2.
Yep.
And then it became not NL2 because.
Make it go all the way around. Wow, imagine. Yes, there we go. All right, guys, if you got any more questions, we'd like to wrap this up now. We've been going for nearly 2 hours. We are going to do more streams in the future as well, and
also on our Discord, we'll be doing.
We'll be able to
bits
have
and
like actual music as well on Discord, so we'll be able to have like proper tunes in the background and stuff because we can't do that on YouTube.
Why isn't the gardens loaded?
It did that to X Sector before, didn't it?
Yeah,
There you go.
it just randomly. Yeah, it's done it
There
to
you
X
go.
Sector again. It just doesn't load it. Some
Duel when? Future.
Future.
Hotel Travago.
There you go. You can see the live culling there.
The only thing happened to the models the Energizer you used to have. You mean Enterprise?
No,
We did
Energizer.
the model of
Energizer.
Energizer as well. It does exist.
Oh.
We did it as a physics demonstration at some point on a YouTube video. But it kind of never came to anything.
Yeah, I would. What about Sea Life Aquarium? So it wouldn't be Sea Life, but we would do an aquarium. Some form
We
of
haven't got
walkthrough.
anything in there at the moment.
Yeah, there
No.
was actually nothing of that.
We could literally put a shark in, and then you just walk through, and that's a shark. It's Bruce's natural habitat, so he just goes round in circles all day, and then he goes back inside the sea life, like
He swims through a tunnel.
for a tunnel, and you can see that tunnel.
Oh, Mike theme
Just
parks
call it Ocean Life.
hasn't been assigned as well.
Oh, sorry, Mike.
Any tips for me adding and making clothes for a 3D character? Honestly,
Oh man,
YouTube. We
yeah.
don't know ourselves.
YouTube. Try and find somewhere where you can get materials and assets from. Softwares to use: iClone, Daz 3D. What else is there? There is a few others that you could use as well. Blender, actual subsurface painting and stuff like that. Like, just learn as much as possible. And when you come to make your character and your clothing, it will be, you'll learn everything, and it'll just be really easy to learn everything first. Don't try and learn on the fly. Like,
welcome, Tomster. You have missed a lot. Basically, watch the mod back.
Yeah, bye, Tom.
Virtual sea lion.
Virtual sea lion. Yes, absolutely. Might have penguins as well. Like, just do it. Alton Towers Zoo.
I mean, it wouldn't be the first time Alton Towers had sea lions.
That is very true.
If you could change one thing about the project, what would it be? That's a good question. In Unreal 5.
No, I probably just wouldn't have gone to Unreal. I would have been happy just doing RCT, Project Nem 20. I would have been done, and it would have been finished.
Yeah, but
or try No Limits, but then the problem was No Limits had limits.
You can't fit towers in No Limits.
No.
Trust me, you can't. I was working on the Rita model, and I was 500 feet in the air. 500 meters, sorry, in the air. Above sea level. It's not easy. And if you don't set initial positioning, No Limits.
Oh, and the fact that because we were having to do everything 500 meters up, the wind.
Oh, God.
Yeah, that's true.
The wind noise was horrendous. I still have that when I have to go into the project to get the animation out and stuff.
It was like being
It deafened me the first time because I forgot.
Jules layout building there.
That's as far as Jules got. We've got an internal layout.
Yep.
Oh, and we do have a track layout.
Yeah, that's in No Limits.
Yeah, the track's done. That was fun. Not. I'll do it. Okay. It's really hard to keep a track flat in No Limits with a million nodes. It's difficult. If one moves, they all move. So does anybody on the team want to say anything then, as we wrap up back at the
where we start
with more FPS?
I suppose certainly, but one thing I'd like to say is that because I sort of became involved with the teams by watching one of these live streams actually, and I approached the team because I made a SketchUp model. I approached the team and I said, "What do you think?" cut a long story short, through watching one of these videos and making small contributions, I've now obviously become one of you guys.
Yeah.
So I suppose anyone watching this thinks, no, I quite fancy having a go at this, then let's hear from you, show us what you can do.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
there are little bits that we do need help with, and
Yeah, if I may also have an appeal as well, anyone who can make organic shapes, that would be very useful. Very useful.
Toyline toes, Rip.
Toyland Claw, yeah, so like the elephant, the toy soldiers, anything.
Actually, end of the day, what do we always do at the end of the day?
We go in the empty shop because everything's been sold and there's no extra large left. That's what we do.
There's some chocolates. That's about it.
Oh, one thing that never sells, the Monopoly. We got that yet?
VTO Monopoly.
That's in the Wickerman shop, the Monopoly.
Yeah.
Is there actually a Monopoly in there?
Yeah.
I've not noticed.
We definitely need to get some of Bunbury's chocolate in there, though.
Oh, the rave that happens in the box office.
We're going to put some original Funkos in there of the team members as well in the shop.
I despise the box office.
Oh, yeah.
After my experience of having to go
You've
there.
had good experiences in that box office.
Although, this time, got my annual pass and actually sent it. So
yeah, so there you
my
go.
photo was good enough, apparently.
Oh, look at the reflection then. Wow.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah, I remember the day that the photo that Towers posted of them frogs.
So VTO plus ray tracing equals beautiful.
Equals dead computers.
Equals no computer being left alive. Yeah. I have tried it.
Pay to have an in-game Funko. Yeah, all right, that's a Patreon thing.
An in-game Funko?
Yeah, a Funko on the shelf.
Oh my god.
Well, yeah, I started. Check out Adventure Collect, mate.
Yeah, I have tried enabling ray tracing in a clone of the project, and
oh my, it's pretty, but
it was not fun.
No. To be fair, it didn't really, because our reflections are like really good anyway. It didn't really do much.
The only thing that it did was, because we used screen space reflections,
yeah,
it did let stuff that was behind you be reflected and stuff, but
bounced.
It was very expensive, but didn't add loads.
Yeah.
Oh,
so
looks like Blakey is going to have to go for his job, as obviously everyone does have a job. That's why we can't put as much work in as we want.
Anyway, we've been going for 2 hours now. 2 hours and 6 minutes. So.
Oh wow, it actually has been 2 hours.
Yeah,
it hasn't felt like it. I dare you to do ray tracing in VR.
Don't do it.
My computer will explode, I think.
But I think from all of us, we can definitely say thank you for joining us through all of this.
Yep.
Oh, we'll definitely have a lot more to show off. We've got a lot of exciting things coming up. Yeah.
Yeah, it's going to be awesome. We're working on so many things, and as you've seen recently, the amount of progress we've made, for example, with Nemesis, we've shown it off straight away in a video. So moving forward, we are probably going to be doing a lot more videos. Am I right, Dave, in saying that?
Oh yeah, I'm already thinking about the next one.
Well, there you go. See,
See? I've just been noticing through the chat, people are having some issues with the current build. Send a chat in Discord. Our mod teams have been great in helping us out with the errors.
Yeah, thanks, Mark.
That some of them we don't know why they're happening.
No.
And I'm unsure of what we need to do.
Yeah, the only downside is because it's such an outdated version now, it's not like we can update it until we update it.
Yeah. But
so head to the server. That's right.
Yeah, the link's in the video description below. And the mods
you might be able to get away with, because I know it was released on itch and as a standalone.
Yes, there is somewhere still
you might be able to use the standalone instead, and that might alleviate some of the issues.
You can download it through itch on its page to download the standalone version that's just an unpacking of a zip. It won't get you the update. but the way things are, the itch version probably won't even have the update anyway. It may have to be a full 60 gig download regardless because of how much has changed.
Yeah, it won't be an update. It'll be a brand new download. It has to be, really.
Oh, now you can die in game screw loops will not be able to break the game as much. In regards to that,
yeah.
In regards to that, yes, we have Zedkill, which will, as punishment, resets you back to the entrance.
Yep.
Yes.
And second off, Luke has been trying to break it still. And I've been going through and fixing. I think I added
I'm good at breaking
a
games,
bunch
right?
of I added a bunch of blocking volumes the other day.
Yeah. Yeah. I'll find my way around. But yeah, I'm sure Chris will be interested in watching this. I believe he's on a plane right now on holiday. So hi Chris, if you're watching this on playback, and we can't wait to share more with you as well. And we want to get you involved with, obviously, when we are ready to go for a release and the cinema and stuff like that. We're going to try and get as many content creators as possible involved when we do drop the release, so everyone will know about it. You won't miss it. Absolutely, you won't miss it. But yeah, should we wrap it up there?
Yeah,
yep, we're done.
Awesome. Right, guys, thank you so much for giving this stream a thumbs up, for watching this, for sharing this around, for supporting Virtual Towers Online. We are working our butts off to try and get you a release as quickly as possible. We do not have a time frame. We are sorry we can't give you one, but we will, as soon as we have anything ready to go, you will know about it. Trust me, you will know about it. Keep your eyes peeled on all our social media. Make sure you subscribe to this YouTube channel. Turn the notification bell on as well, because when we do drop a video, you will see it. And I guarantee you the next few videos that will drop on the channel will be stuff that people have never seen before. So just be ready for that kind of thing as well. It might just pop up. The Patreon will launch soon. The store will launch very soon. And yeah, we'll see you guys next time.
Discord will launch soon.
Yeah, the Discord as well.
Yeah.
The new Discord will launch very soon as well. So guys, thank you again so much for the support. Continue support after all these years, and we can't wait to give you a release when we can. But for now, guys, we will catch you next time.
Thank you.
See ya. Bye.